Government jurisdiction refers to the legal authority a government has to control things within its territory. These restrictions apply to a wide range of operations, including social media, streaming services, and even online platforms. These limitations are usually put in place based on what the government deems as possible safety concerns. Take the US government's attempt to ban TikTok, for example. TikTok was considered a risk to national security and data privacy, and the government viewed it as a tool giving the Chinese government access to sensitive user information. I bring this up to say that government moderation against digital platforms isn't anything new, and Roblox is one of the many platforms affected by these regulations. Imagine life without Roblox, guys. Okay, just think about it. What's even the point of living anymore? Why even wake up in the morning? The most recent ban on Roblox was in Turkey, and there's speculation on if this will remain or not. This ban has led to a lot of outcry for change on the platform, but before getting into that, there are several other countries that took action against Roblox prior to this situation. One of the first countries to ban Roblox was the United Arab Emirates sometime in mid-2018 over concerns of it being harmful to children. There's very few articles covering the topic, but I was able to find two from the National News and Fast Company. According to the first article, Roblox was among many other gaming websites to be banned by order of the UAE Attorney General, Dr. Hamad Al-Shamsi. Some Facebook posts by angered parents are also shared. My 9-year-old plays Roblox daily. I monitor his games and chats from time to time, and I haven't come across anything that would indicate that this game is harmful.
I know the open chat is a portal for strangers, but he only interacts with his cousins back home and a few friends. They talk constantly on the game, so I definitely know whom he's communicating with. He was very upset that this has been banned.
I monitor his web use. We have had several conversations about internet safety, the do's and the don'ts of cyberspace.
Posts from the parents in support of this ban are also included. Although my son is sensible, I still wasn't comfortable and have to say, I'm glad it's banned.
You don't know the players' backgrounds are, and you don't know how old they are. Maybe they are older than they say they are. From the content and the swearing and actions, this is not appropriate, so I am really happy that they blocked it.
This ban would soon be lifted as outlined by the second article, but restrictions were put into place on obscenity, depictions of animal abuse, extreme violence, and regulated drugs besides alcohol. Based on this Reddit post from March 11th, 2021, it can be inferred that this ban would last like 3 years until being lifted in March of 2021. The thing I find strange is that unlike some of the other countries I'll be listing, this one did not really provide any specific reasoning like inappropriate exploits, games, or even clothing. They gave a very vague reason saying how it's harmful for children, but I think I have a possible reason based on the articles I've read and the situation going on in 2018. Specifically the first article by the National News. Listen to me, okay guys, listen, this is very important information. Make sure every word is being transmitted directly to your brain. If you were conscious around 2018, you probably heard of something called the Blue Whale Challenge. This was an internet challenge that spread through different social media platforms that gave the user a series of different challenges in the span of 50 days. By the 50th day, they would tell you to rope max. This challenge would ultimately lead many people to rope max. Within the first article, they reference this challenge and say how it led to 2 teenagers falling victim to it. This leads me to believe that in an effort to minimize any possibility from this or any other challenge harming kids, the UAE decided to ban games that can be used to spread these challenges around. Saudi Arabia would share the same fate around the same time and for the same reason as the UAE. Now, I wasn't able to find any articles about the ban in Saudi Arabia, and many people actually deny it happening entirely. However, these articles by Fast Company and The Gamer confirm that it did take place. Similar to the UAE, Saudi Arabia would revert their decision and would end up unbanning Roblox. Fast Company states that the ban was soon lifted after some time, but restrictions were applied. The Gamer further confirms this ban in Saudi Arabia, as it says that the ban would soon be lifted over time. As I said, information about the ban in Saudi Arabia is pretty scarce, leading some people to outright deny that it even happened, but based on these articles, I'm sure it did take place. The most likely situation is that the ban was for like a few weeks or months, so it wasn't a big deal. Jordan would also suffer this truly tragic destiny, as Roblox would be banned around the same time as the other two countries for bad language and violence. All three of these Arab countries, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Jordan, would have Roblox banned around the same time, and similar to the other two, this situation barely has any articles or resources outlining the ban. The ban did take place as outlined by Wikipedia, the 100% trustworthy source that cannot be refuted, and this article by Gamers Wiki. The article states, Roblox is banned in Jordan, probably due to bad language and violence. Now, this article is from December 21st, 2023, and it states that unlike Saudi Arabia, the ban in Jordan persists to this day. But this is false information, guys. These people at Gamers Wiki, they're lying to you. Several Reddit users residing in Jordan have confirmed that the site has been unbanned sometime in 2020. Similarly, YouTube comments in this video by a Roblox minigunner also confirms that the ban was soon lifted. I get that this isn't really a reliable way to confirm something, but with the scarce amount of information available on the topic and the amount of people verifying that they can play it in Jordan, I have no reason not to believe these guys. The last of the Arab countries to be affected would be Oman in 2021, for the same reasons as the prior countries. This is the most recent country to ban Roblox besides Turkey. The only confirmations I can find for these bans taking place is this article by The Gamer, Playbytes, and several Reddit threads. The Gamer's article states,
Roblox is also banned in Oman, but the country has not given an official statement as to why it has been banned.
And Playbytes article says, Oman banned Roblox in 2021 because it was concerned about the safety and protection of its younger population. The government aimed to shield kids from potential harms like inappropriate content and online predators. Lastly, this thread from 4 months ago has several users confirming the ban, and these comments are pretty recent, which leads me to believe that the ban is still up to this day. What's the point of a country if you can't even play Roblox, guys? Like, just get rid of it or something. The comments from the previous video I mentioned by a Roblox minigunner include people saying that they can access the Roblox website in Oman, but many features are inaccessible and they can't play any games. They say how this is a cybersecurity or firewall issue, which I doubt. Another commenter confirms the ban, as he says that he has to use a VPN to actually play Roblox. The 4 countries I went over so far barely have any articles or reports announcing the ban, so it seems like it was just a step immediately taken, rather than one presented to the public beforehand. Out of the 4, only one still maintains its ban, so hopefully the people of Oman are doing well without their daily dose of Roblox. Congrats to the Arabs living in the other 3 countries though. Congrats to you guys for finding purpose once more. Moving on from the Arab countries, Guatemala would temporarily ban Roblox in early 2021, and the official Twitter account for the government of Guatemala would actually publish a post in relation to this on January 8th, 2021. The post is in Spanish, but the post states, the government of Guatemala published a statement to alert parents about the risks to which children and adolescents who have access to virtual applications and games are exposed. The authorities indicated that one of the platforms that they identified that could put minors at risk is Roblox, an application that allows creating virtual worlds to interact with other people from different parts of the world. They point out that the platform can be used by criminals and to initiate conversations through the video game, deceive and manipulate users to commit abuse and share sexual content. There are reports of cases of violations of minors between 6 and 13 years old that involve users of the platform, according to the official statement. This is honestly a pretty valid reason, and I can see why the game would be banned. Ultimately, this ban did not last long, as Roblox would make the necessary changes to the website in order to abide by the government's rulings. These next 2 countries are famous for their freedom of speech and limited government regulations. That's a joke, of course. China would ban Roblox in December 2021 for supposed anti-communist propaganda. China is pretty infamous for banning platforms that originate from the United States, including stuff like Google and Facebook, so them banning Roblox shouldn't really be much of a surprise. The country is heavily controlled by the Chinese Communist Party, and in an effort to maintain the system, they don't want any anti-communist ideas exposed to Chinese children, causing them to take extreme precautions like this against these online platforms. As many of you are possibly aware, Roblox would release an entirely separate version called Luabu for their Chinese audience in cooperation with a Chinese company called Tencent. This version included many different changes to abide by the Chinese government's rulings, and it would be released on July 13th, 2021, as outlined by this Roblox Chinese blog post, but would soon be taken down on December 8th, 2021 to make further changes. As of now, Luabu is still down, and the last update they've given is a video they uploaded on November 1st, 2023 on a Chinese video sharing platform similar to YouTube. North Korea, unsurprisingly, also does not have access to Roblox. If you know anything about North Korea, you probably know the government's tightly regulated control over all forms of communication and media. I'm surprised the citizens there can even breathe. So Roblox being inaccessible should not be much of a surprise. Other than these countries, there are some minor regulations in place in countries like Belgium and the Netherlands, where games like Murder Mystery 2 and Adopt Me aren't accessible due to laws against loot boxes. Attempting to join these games gives you the message this experience is unavailable in your region to comply with the regulations. Similarly, a blog post recently published on August 19th, 2024, titled Updates for Korean Users and Developers, says how around 30 Roblox experiences do not possibly comply with the Korean Game Rating and Administration Committee's standards, leading them to disable access across these games. Now, the most recent ban on Roblox took place in Turkey on August 7th, 2024, for causing abuse of children. With this being the most recent one, there's tons of articles on the matter, and the whole thing has caused a lot of outcry and outrage. The announcement was made by Yilmaz Tunç, Turkey's Minister of Justice, via a Twitter post. The post translates to, "It should not be forgotten that the Republic of Turkey is a state of law. According to our constitution, our state is obliged to take the necessary measures to ensure the protection of our children. It is everyone's duty to look out for, protect, and support the best interests of our children, the guarantor of our future. Turkey is one of the countries that closely follows developments in the world and uses technology in the best way. However, using technology in a negative way is never acceptable. Everyone who thinks about the future of our country and our nation and is in a position of responsibility should approach such situations targeting our children with sensitivity and stay away from populist and irresponsible rhetoric. Attempts to undermine our social structure, abuse of children, encouragement of violence, and activities that will negatively affect the development of our children, each of whom is a precious gift, will never be allowed," which I can't really argue with, okay? At the current state of Roblox, there's an insane amount of predatory activity, degenerate stuff, and barely any action or moderation is taken against it. I fully understand why Roblox was banned. Roblox would immediately make a blog post on their blog the next day titled Updates on the Roblox ban in Turkey. The post basically talks about how they're gonna bring changes to the site and will hopefully get it back up in Turkey soon. Now, the citizens of Turkey are not happy, okay? They're not happy about this, to the point where we have protests. RBX News would tweet the following video. So what the kids are chanting translates to a Roblox come back. A 15-year-old kid would also be banned by the district governor's office for protesting. There's also several videos of kids crying, so yeah, that's also there. They need their Roblox fix. They need that blocky dopamine hit. This whole thing is a giant mess, and it's even got to a point where Save Roblox is trending on Twitter, with many people rightfully calling out Roblox's horrible moderation, widespread degeneracy, predatory activity, and more. I think this entire thing was started by a Turkish YouTuber named Baso with this tweet calling for change, so shout out to him. I'm honestly pretty happy this situation has gotten as big as it has, and it should be expected. It seems like there's a lot of Turkish Roblox users, so I doubt that we're gonna let this all happen silently. Ultimately, the best outcome of all of this is that Roblox improves their moderation and employs better measures to combat the widespread predators on the platform. Recently, Bloomberg wrote up a multi-page article about this exact issue and outlined many severe cases of child endangerment, and there's no defending Roblox in this. Turkey did ban Instagram around the same time as Roblox, but unbanned it after around 9 days, so it seems like they aren't strict on the bans, which means that Roblox has a high chance of opening back up. Now, personally, I don't find government interference in stuff like this to be that great, since it sets a precedent that they can interfere in our lives and change policies whenever they want. However, I acknowledge that this specific case is for sure a good thing. It's sort of a confusing topic, but in this specific case, The government stepping in to protect kids against predatory behavior and inappropriate content is 100% a good thing. Maybe outright banning it is not a total right step. Maybe limiting it to 13 plus or 17 plus or something with a parental verification was a better idea. But you know, maybe not, maybe not. I'm just a dumb dude making YouTube videos on a knockoff Lego game, so I'm not saying I can run a country or anything like that. All I can say is that I understand why these countries are banning Roblox. Hopefully in the end, all of this delivers a positive outcome and the people of Turkey are able to consume their daily knockoff Lego content once again. It seems like Roblox is taking steps to mitigate these issues as announced by this tweet by Blox's Media. The post links to a job listing for a head of compliance. The position entails that you develop and implement compliance programs based on laws in different countries. It seems like they're paying pretty well too, so if anyone in my audience actually has any aspirations and isn't a mentally challenged fetus like me, then take a look. This is a positive direction and hopefully good things come out of all of this. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Subscribe, follow my Instagram at BlingMcQueen, and I'm sleepy, man. Take care.